Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I do have quite a few finished projects this time around. I have some new items, just a couple that are for specific projects. I did not bring any of my whips in because the older ones that I've been working on I haven't touched, and I did start a new one, but I only got the first row done, so that's not really any point in showing that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the new items that I got. I got some new yarn, and then I got some fabric, and they are, like I said, for specific projects. So I got one of the mainstays in red and then gold. So I got two of each, and they are going to be for a dog coat for our dog Trigger. I'm going to be holding these together. Two strands together, that way it kind of goes a little bit quicker, but he needs a new coat, and I thought instead of paying the astronomical prices for buying him a new one, I would just make it, because he's a rather large dog, and the bigger the dog gets, the more expensive coats are, if we could even find one in his size. So I thought I would go ahead and make him a coat out of those, and I'll show you guys when I figure out exactly what it is I'm going to be doing. But my husband chose those colors, so I thought that they would, it would be nice for him, especially with it getting cooler. And then the next couple items are some fabric. I got two of these, and these are just the 2 yards for $2 fabric. It's a 72 by 42, and it's 100% polyester. So it's just kind of a darker reddish color, but I got two of them because I'm going to be making my husband's cloak for his costume. It's going to be a Roman style cloak, so I'll definitely be sharing that with you guys if you guys are interested. So that is all of my new items. Okay, so I'm going to be moving on to finished projects. I'm losing them everywhere. So I have a little basket here with all of my finished projects in it. So I've made quite a bit of progress in the last 2 weeks. One of these is a full-size project, and then the rest of them are little amigurumis. So, I'm pretty proud of myself to have, accomplished what I have in this last week. And the first one is the Crochet Candy Corn Cuties. So it looks like that. I believe I got this off of Ravelry, I want to say. And I can't even tell you who's the pattern by, because it didn't print it for some reason. But I'm pretty sure I found it on Ravelry. It's very cute. So they're little amigurumis, and I've made 3 of them. 2 of them are exactly per the pattern, except for the hook size. It called for a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I used a 4 millimeter. I've been doing that with the amigurumis I've been making lately that call for a smaller hook because it hurts my hand. And going up just that one hook size has really helped a lot. So I went up 1 hook size, and then everything's the same other than one of them I tried to make a little bit bigger. I completely followed the pattern other than I added 2 more stitches. So I'll show you that in a minute. But this is the first one that I made. Very cute. They do have safety eyes, and then I used puff paint for the mouths on all of the amigurumi that I've been making. I've been using the puff paint for, and I really like doing that. It's a lot faster, I can do it a lot neater, and it looks, the way that I want it to. Which, when I try to embroider faces on, I can't always get it to look the way that I want it to because I'm not that great at it. So that's what the first one looks like. This is Mainstays White, Red Heart Super Saver Pumpkin, and Mainstays Gold. Yeah. So there's the first one. And then here's the second one. hold these together so you can see them all three. And then this is the one that I added the extra stitches to. So it's slightly fatter, quite a bit fatter. I was hoping it would make it a little bit larger, but it just kind of made it fatter. So, but he's still cute. And I will be entering these into Ella's Halloween cowl that she's having. Her channel name is No Catchy Name. She's running a Halloween cowl between, I believe it started the 13th all the way until the middle of October, I think it is, the 18th or something like that. So this is my entry for that. And I really like her cowls because she does them all through Facebook. So if you're part of her Facebook group, you can enter in the cowl, which is really simple. You just go join the group. It's no big deal. But you just post your pictures in there and you're entered into the cowl instead of having to try and figure out how you can do it through Ravelry or anywhere else, which is a lot of the times I've never joined cowls because it's been so difficult to join them. But, you know, hers, she makes it super simple. You just go add your picture into the album that she creates, and that automatically enters you. So these are my entries. She did say that you could make multiples of one thing and get an entry for each one. So I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to do that or just enter them all three. But very cute. They turned out really nice. So I'm very pleased with these. One of them will be probably thrown in the Christmas box for my grandson. I haven't decided which one yet. Probably this one, the first one. But, you know, they're cute little decorations for now. And, you know, I whipped those up in an afternoon, all three of them. So, and that was even making the one fatter. So I'm very pleased. It was a very nice pattern. I didn't have any problems with trying to understand the pattern or anything. So they probably would be a little bit smaller if you use the 3.5. So keep that in mind. If you're trying for a bigger amigurumi, this is not going to do it unless you use a bigger yarn. So this is about the size that they're going to be. Maybe even a little bit smaller than that because, like I said, I did use a new hook. Okay, so the next one is the Pretty Little Ghost pattern. I did talk about this last podcast. So it looks like this. I found it on Ravelry, I believe. It was either on Ravelry or I found a link through Pinterest, one or the other, I don't know. But I also used a 4mm crochet hook for this, and it called for a 3.5. I have not had any problems with going up that one size, but like I said, it's really helped with the pain in my hands with using such a small hook because I'm not used to using small hooks. You know, my comfort level is a 5.5. So anything smaller than a 4 really kind of bothers me. So when I can try and change it up a little bit, I will. But this pattern I followed completely to the specs except for the first 5 rows. So, and it's not the pattern's fault that I changed it, it's the fact that I could just not physically be able to do the first 5 rows how she wanted it done. So what I did is I believe I chained 3 and then I followed the number of stitches that are on the pattern and did it that way instead of the magic circle, which I have never really liked using the magic circles. So and it did perfectly fine doing it that way. I think it looks identical to the picture. So I'm, you know, it's turned out perfectly fine and I really like it. So that's what it looks like. She's really cute. And I like it because it's all done in one piece. You don't have to attach anything other than the bow. And she even gives you the spaces for the eyes. It's worked into the stitch count, so that's really nice. But they're really cute. So I made this for my youngest daughter. She really likes decorating her room for the holidays, and Halloween's her favorite, so I thought she would like this. You know, last time I showed you the sugar skull that I made for her, and this is, you know, kind of to add to her little bit that she already has, and it's turned out really cute. So, so yeah, if you make this pattern and you have you struggle with the first 5 rows, you know, definitely try doing it that way. Just a chain 3, and then, you know, you join to form the ring, and then follow the number of stitches that are on the pattern itself, and it'll work out just fine. After the first 5 rows, I completely just started following the pattern the way that she had written it, and it was just me. It wasn't the pattern itself. So yeah, that's really cute. I'm really into amigurumi right now. I'm not quite sure why, but I think it's because it's smaller projects and I have that satisfaction of actually finishing something. But I am working on larger projects in between. So, so that's nice. So the next thing that I've done is a totally new pattern. You guys haven't, I didn't even think about this until after the last podcast. My daughter has a cat, and she wanted a costume for him for Halloween, so I decided to go ahead and make him one, and it's loosely based off of this pattern, which is called the Mock Turtleneck Sweater for Cats. And I did find this on Ravelry, so it's loosely based on that. It's the color is the same and the number of stitches are the same, but I've worked it differently. The one that I've made doesn't have this big band around the belly. It just has a strap, and then it actually has a panel that goes down the back. So, and this one is a very easy pattern to do. It's just I had to rework it because our cat is much fatter than this cat. This must be a super skinny cat, because what she had, the number of stitches wouldn't even remotely have fit him. So I had to kind of just tweak the pattern for my use, and this is what it came out like. So very pleased with it. And I folded the collar back because the collar is very wide, and I don't think that, at least our cat wouldn't like that. So I folded it back, and it seems to be staying, so I don't think I'm going to need to stitch it. And then I've just kind of turned it into, you know, the candy corn colors for his candy corn costume. I probably will just be, because she wants several little sweaters for him to wear for the winter, and I think that I'll probably just be making my own pattern on the next one. But for now, this worked. I haven't made a cat sweater in years, and I had several patterns for cat sweaters, and I can't find them. We've moved a couple times since then, so I think that maybe they never, you know, got moved with us. But this one turned out really cute. It fits him really well. You know, so I like, the whole point of a sweater is for it to cover his back as much as possible, and, you know, not have all of this material down here where it's going to get all icky if they go to the bathroom. So I just did a band and worked it that way, and it's turned out really cute. So you'll probably be seeing several new cat sweaters in the future, and a dog sweater. Yeah, so let's see. The next and final project that I finished this week, which is the biggest one, is it's called the Caramel Sweater, and it looks like this. I believe I found this off of Ravelry, although I have seen that you can get it on other sites. I found a new website this morning that has patterns, and it's called Love Crafts, and I also seen this pattern on that website too. So if you just type in the Caramel Sweater, you should be able to find it pretty much wherever it's posted. But I chose this one because it was a raglan type sweater, and I wanted to make a raglan type of sweater, but I didn't also want it to be too difficult either, because the yarn that I'm using is very busy. So I wanted a basic sweater, and I actually kind of messed this up because when I was going through the sizing, and I like to go through and highlight the size and the number of stitches throughout the whole pattern that is relevant to the size that I'm working with, and I marked the wrong one. So I've kind of had to tweak this sweater a little bit to be able to fit me, because I started out doing, I want to say it was the small medium, which is not big enough for me. I needed at least the medium large. Right. And I just marked the wrong one, and I just didn't even think nothing of it, because when you get into the pattern, it doesn't really say the sizes, it just has the numbers. So it fit perfectly fine still. I just had to add the extra stitches for the bigger size and do the extra rounds, because it fits fine around the neck, and I figured that out probably about 3 or 4 inches in, that I wasn't going to be able to do that. It was when I got to the separation for the arms that it just, because it was still way up here. So I just did the extra number of rows for the bigger size, and I added the extra stitches that I was supposed to have, and it worked out perfectly fine. That was my fault, not the pattern's fault. I just marked the wrong size. So this is made so you can use 2 cakes of this, I want to say it's a foreign yarn, the Caramella, because I've never heard of it, so. But it's made for cake yarn that you can just use 2 cakes to make it. I used, for the main color that I used Mainstay's basic yarn in the color, where's the color? Purple Passion. And then for the striping that I used the I Love This yarn metallic in Grapelet and Pinky Toes. So, and that's what I had left of those 2. I went through, I tried to mark it. I think it was 3 skeins of the Mainstays and then half of skeins of the metallic. So this is what it looks like. It's really cute. I was trying to find the front or the back, but I don't think that you can really notice. But it turned out really cute. Like I said, it's very busy, so I wanted it, to have a basic pattern. That way, I didn't have to worry about special stitches or anything, because you're not going to see any of them anyway with this busy fabric. So what I've done is I've done 3 rows. Is it 3 rows? Yeah, 3 rows of the Mainstays yarn and then a stripe of the metallic. So I did pink, purple, between the 3 rows of the Mainstays, and it turned out really, really cute. And it fits really well, so it's actually been cool enough that I could probably start wearing it. So, but I wanted to share it real quick. The pattern does have a collar, but you guys know I don't like collars, so I left that off. And the way that I did the neckline, I always work in the back loop, so it created a nice neckline, and I didn't even have to go back and add anything to it. So, and it has the band on the bottom and on the bottom of the sleeves is just working in the back loops, so it creates a nice little cuff to it. So I'm very pleased with this. You'll definitely be seeing it as soon as it's, sweater weather. So I am very pleased with myself because I met my goal of getting 2 sweaters done this year. Um, so yeah, that's the only goal that I met this year. I didn't get the skirts done. I didn't get the dresses done. But I got the 2 sweaters done. So, which was what I'm talking about is my goals for the year. Back in January, I think it was, I set a number of goals that I wanted to achieve by the end of the year, and one of those goals was making 2 sweaters. So I have actually achieved that, and I'm, very pleased with that. I do have the new skein, or the new sweater quantities that I bought in my Mary Maxim haul, so I'll be looking out for another sweater to try. I do think that I have picked out the sweater for that, but we'll see if I actually choose that one, because it is a little bit more textured. So I don't know. We'll see. So that is all that I have for you this week, which was quite a bit compared to what I've been doing. I've made a good bit of progress this past week, and pretty much the last month I've made pretty good progress. I got my poncho done, which is still sitting on my mannequin here, last time, and a few other little odds and ends. So I imagine I'll have a good portion of that dog sweater done, if not completely. I do need to get his measurements today and all of that, and then I just need to figure out what I'm going to do next. I have started, oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's the little oyster. That is the whip that I had that I just barely started. It's also one of those really cute little amigurumis that Ella from No Catchy Name has been making over the last month. She's made several. So I thought that that would be really cute to make for my grandson, because my daughter is kind of dinosaur and ocean themed for, all of his things. So I thought that I would make a majority of the amigurumis that I'm going to be sending for Christmas, kind of ocean themed. And I do have at least one dinosaur picked out. We'll see how much I actually get done. But definitely, if you guys have any ideas for Christmas gifts for people, leave them in the comment box below. Obviously, since we're having to, then we'll be sending it to Colorado, because he's being restationed. My daughter's husband is going to be restationed to Colorado before Christmas, so we have to mail it out. So obviously it'll have to be, able to be mailed in a box, preferably not a huge box. So I'm trying to find little things that I can throw in there, and then maybe pick up a few things. But definitely starting to look into that. So yeah, that is all I have this time. So I will see you next time. Have a good day.